You are the problem, but you're also the solution. You are the common denominator in every one of your life experiences. You are the one. So I want to read you something. Okay? We live in a world of pure imagination. A world where if people imagine war with enough determination and some work, they'll get it. If people imagine money with enough determination and some work, they'll get it. If people imagine fame with enough determination and some work, they'll get it. So in a world where you can be, do, or have nearly anything, why choose to focus your mind, focus your thoughts on anything other than that which lights your soul up? Why, in a world of pure imagination, of magic, and of infinite opportunities to be showered with blessings beyond your wildest dreams, would you choose to use your mental energy to imagine anything other than what your heart desires? So this is an excerpt from a blog that I wrote titled The All Is Mind. And The All Is Mind, the title of the blog derived from the first Hermetic principle in the Kabbalion, which states the all is mind, the universe is mental. And basically where I was going with this was that we are the vessels through which life is happening. We are also the vessels from which life is responding, right? Which makes us the one. Just like Neo in the Matrix. That makes you the one. That makes you the one calling the shots. That makes you the one designing your reality. That makes you the one. And like in the Matrix, when Neo is coming into this realization, he's a little burdened with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't an easy process. It wasn't an easeful, like, oh, I'm the one, great. Now let me start doing things and designing and making and manifesting everything that I want. Like, he was like, he went through a stage of deep cognitive dissonance of, I don't know about all this. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm gonna need proof of that. Like, and even the Oracle, you know, when he went to the Oracle, and this is one of my favorite scenes, he went to the Oracle and she says, you already know what I'm going to tell you. And he's like, that I'm not the one. But what's so important about that is that he chose that. She never said that. She didn't say you're not the one. She just agreed with him. And so you have to think of life. You have to understand that life, and I use life and God interchangeably, and I use God and the divine, which is the energy that's all around us, interchangeably. You have to understand that life is responding to you based on what you believe about yourself. So if you, as the one who holds the power, who ultimately holds the power to your reality, if you as the one believe that you're a loser, nothing ever works out for you, life doesn't bend to your will and somebody else has more power over you, your boss, the talking man on the TV, your favorite celebrity, whatever, if you believe that they're the ones who have the power, then life is going to show that to you, right? Life is like, wow, that's what you believe? Cool. I'm going to give you more of that, you know? But if you believe that everything's always working out in your highest favor, life bends to my will, the sun rises and sets just for me, then life is going to show you that. And that does sound very ridiculous. I can get like why some people think that line of thinking sounds incredibly ridiculous. But here's the thing. Look around you. Look at the people that you admire. Look at the people that have the things or seemingly have the things and experiences that you want to have. If you can perceive them having the things, right? If you can watch them get in that Porsche, or if you can watch them dangle the key to that new house, if you can watch them go on vacation with 3 of their closest confidants and friends, if you can watch and perceive someone else external to you having an experience, what is to stop you from you perceiving yourself in those same experiences. What's to stop you from that? Nothing. That's the point. Nothing but you is stopping you from having that experience. And side note, tangent, this is why it's so important to watch what it is that you're watching every day. I'm at the point now where I'm honestly really exhausted with consuming any sort of digital media beyond my teachers and my guides. Like, I am at that point, and I love film. I love cinema. I love shows. I love them. I love immersing myself into a world, into a script, into something that a collaborative group of creatives came together to put together. But I'm at the point where I'm exhausted. There's so much information. You know what I'm saying? There's so much energy. And that's ironic because I'm sitting here making this video, right, and sharing it. But there's so much information, right, that is now being funneled through the World Wide Web, through these digital apps, through these platforms. And it's exhausting because, unfortunately, so much of it is reinforcing ideas, beliefs that I don't resonate with, right? I can accept them for what they are. I can vibe with, like, that's where you at, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm at this point where I'm tired of meeting that energy where it said I need some energy to meet me where I'm at. So anyway, side note, all that to say, if you can perceive that someone else is having an experience, what's to stop you from perceiving and having that experience? You know what stops most people from perceiving, even perceiving the experiences that they want to have? It's their idea of themselves. You don't believe that you can have those experiences because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you're fly. You don't believe that you're beautiful. You don't believe that you're intelligent. You don't believe in yourself. But you believe in somebody else believing in themselves. And that is where people allow themselves to remain for most of their lives. They will let themselves believe in somebody else believing in themselves, but they won't believe in their self. Because you know what it takes to believe in yourself? It requires the responsibility of knowing that you are the one who you are the one. It requires accepting the responsibility that you are the one who is making the choices, who is choosing the thoughts, who is defining your energetic output. It requires the responsibility of being responsible for yourself. And we live in a world where people avoid that responsibility. They outsource it to their authority figures. They outsource it to their partner. They outsource it to their parents. They outsource it to their friends. They outsource it to their clergy. They outsource the responsibility of themselves to external figures in order to bypass what it takes to actually not just acquire what they want, but become who they need to be to acquire what they want. And that's really all spiritual work is about. It's taking responsibility for yourself as a soul, as a being here on this planet, in this realm. Taking responsibility for the way that you wield your energy, which is where the core of your power lies. Who wants to do that? Who wants to, like, every day be like, oh, I, like, actually have to think about what I'm eating. I, like, actually have to think about what I'm saying. I, like, actually have to, like, think about it. No, I just want somebody to just give it to me, and I'm just going to take it. And this is just going to be what it's going to be, you know? And thankfully, you know, yes, there's a lot of chaos in the world, but I think that with that, there is this opportunity being provided for a lot of healing and disillusionment. Because once you are out of the illusion, the Matrix, right? Neo was like, oh, wait a minute, this is not what I think it is. Once you're outside of that illusion, you now recognize, oh, it's on. Oh, I make this happen. Oh, all I got to do is move through this fear, or move through this doubt, or move through this old belief and pattern. But it's that moving through that, it's that walking through the fire that most people don't want to do. And I get it. It's not easy. Lord knows it's not easy. Lord knows it's not easy to face yourself. Lord knows it's not easy to say, especially when you've lived your life in such the opposite direction. It's not necessarily very easy to admit that you have been wrong about yourself this entire time. And then there are these so many different cycles of grief and release and purging and healing that you got to go through. But when you get on the other side of those, that initial, especially that initial experience, it's like, oh, okay. I'm now in a world, a pure imagination, a pure opportunity for me to be able to design not only my own reality, but design from that reality whatever is going to contribute to this larger collective experience that I'm having in a positive and an abundant way. So, you are the one. You get to live this life. You get to have these experiences. You get to learn yourself over and over and over again. But until you come to the understanding that your power begins and ends with you first, in your beliefs about how you feel about yourself and your perception of yourself, you're going to keep thinking that life is happening to you and not for you. You're going to keep thinking that there's something or someone outside of you who seems to know much better for you specifically than you do. And that's also your choice. So I want to end here on another quote from the Matrix, and this is the Oracle speaking about being the one. And she says, being the one is just like being in love. Nobody can tell you you're in love. You just know it through and through. So, happy knowing. This is Noni. Welcome to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.